It started with a viral video from Tel Aviv, an Israeli man haggling for produce in flawless Tagalog, laughing with a Filipino vendor as if they were old friends. The scene was so natural it stunned social media. The headline read, "The Tagalog speakers of Tel Aviv, Israel's unexpected Filipino connection." Soon more stories emerged. An Israeli grandmother singing a Filipino lullaby, teenagers using Tagalog slang, doctors comforting patients in Filipino. This wasn't an isolated incident, it was a cultural phenomenon hiding in plain sight. For many, the connection between Israel and the Philippines was a mystery. The sudden revelation of a deep linguistic bond was inspiring and surprising. It was a story about people, families, and the quiet ways cultures merge. The world was astonished. How could so many Israelis speak Tagalog so well? The answer wasn't found in language schools, but in Israeli homes. This story had been unfolding for decades, nurtured by compassion and a unique historical friendship. The world was just catching on to this beautiful secret. This was more than a linguistic curiosity. It was a symbol of human connection that defied borders. News reports poured in, each adding another layer to the story. Israeli soldiers greeted Filipino colleagues in their native tongue. Families shared stories of gratitude. The phenomenon touched every corner of Israeli society. It was a powerful reminder. The deepest connections are built in everyday moments, not in the halls of power. How fast do Israelis learn Filipino? Shockingly fast, but the real story is how they learn it. This isn't about textbooks or trends, it's about immersion of the heart. A generation of Israelis grew up hearing Tagalog daily from Filipino caregivers who helped raise them. For these children, Tagalog became a second mother tongue, the language of care, comfort, and love. They learned words like salamat and ingat before they understood their meaning. The language became intertwined with memories of kindness and affection. This was a beautiful accident of history. Thousands of Filipino caregivers became integral to Israeli families. Children saw Tagalog as part of their own family's story, as familiar as Hebrew. The speed of learning reflected the power of a loving environment. These Israelis learned through shared meals, bedtime stories, and daily life, not grammar drills. Tagalog became the language of someone they loved and respected. It was a language of compassion, and that's what shocked the world. To understand this connection, we must look back. In 1947, the Philippines was the only Asian nation to vote for the creation of Israel at the UN. This act of friendship has never been forgotten. Earlier in 1939, the Philippines opened its doors to Jewish refugees fleeing the Holocaust, saving thousands. These acts of compassion forged an unbreakable bond of gratitude. In Israel, children learn about the Philippines' role in their country's founding and the sanctuary offered to their ancestors. This history created deep respect and admiration for the Filipino people. When Filipino workers arrived decades later, they weren't seen as just laborers, they were welcomed as friends. This foundation of gratitude allowed for relationships that went far beyond employment. The seeds of friendship planted in the halls of the UN and in Manila blossomed in Israeli homes. These historical events are not just footnotes, they're living memory. The mutual respect became the bedrock for future relationships. Filipino caregivers were welcomed into a country that remembered Filipino kindness. This unique environment allowed for personal bonds to flourish. The story of Tagalog in Israel is rooted in this shared history. It's a friendship that continues to grow, one generation at a time. In recent decades, a new chapter began, written by thousands of Filipino caregivers, mostly women, who left their families to care for Israel's elderly. Known as Metaplot, these caregivers became more than employees. They became heroes and cherished family members. Their impact on Israeli society is profound. They provided comfort, dignity, and companionship, often working tirelessly. They learned Israeli customs but brought their own warmth and respect for elders. The Filipino heart transformed Israeli homes. For children, the caregiver was a constant, loving figure, present in emergencies, celebrations, and daily life. This left a powerful impression. Filipinos became associated with compassion, loyalty, and selfless love. Families speak of their caregivers as blessings, partners in care, confidants, and friends. The bond often extends to the whole family, with caregivers joining in holidays and milestones. They are the silent heroes, forming the compassionate backbone of many households. Their presence built a bridge of love and understanding. One family at a time, they changed the fabric of Israeli society. With caregivers came their language, Tagalog echoing in Israeli homes. It started with simple words, salamat, kumusta, mahal kita. The language wasn't taught, it was shared, woven into daily life. Grandparents, children, and caregivers created a unique household dialect, mixing Tagalog and Hebrew. Children became linguistic sponges, learning Tagalog through lullabies, games, and encouragement. Tagalog became associated with safety and love. Speaking Tagalog was a sign of affection and respect for the person who cared for them. Filipino culture blended with Israeli traditions, adobo alongside Shabbat dinner, Filipino music on quiet afternoons. Caregivers shared stories of the Philippines, opening a window to another world. This cultural exchange was organic, growing from mutual care and respect. A generation of Israelis gained a unique global perspective. They saw the Philippines as the home of someone they loved. Shalom and Salamat came from the same place in the heart. These children navigated two cultures with ease. Tagalog gave them more than a second language, it gave them a second family. It taught them empathy and global citizenship. The connection blossomed into romance. Filipinos and Israelis falling in love, marrying and creating blended families. In these homes, Hebrew and Tagalog are the languages of love and daily life. Couples embrace each other's worlds, celebrating Filipino Christmas, learning Passover traditions. Their children grow up fluent in both languages, comfortable in both cultures. They are living bridges connecting Jewish and Filipino heritage. These families are powerful symbols of unity, demonstrating that love transcends cultural differences. Their children are not half of each culture but fully both. They represent the deepest expression of the bond between the two nations. Their existence is a testament to a future built on family and love. When Israelis learn Tagalog from a caregiver or for a spouse, it's more than communication. It's an act of love. It says, I see you, I value you, your world matters to me. Learning a language out of love is different. It's about connection, not grades. Every new word is a step closer, a way to share jokes, songs, and family moments. It breaks down barriers, allowing for true intimacy. It honors the other's identity and heritage. This process is a two-way street. Filipino family members often deepen their Hebrew too. They teach and learn from each other, strengthening their bond. It creates a private world where two cultures dance together. This shared effort is a powerful affirmation of commitment. True communication is about empathy and the willingness to step into another's world. Israelis who learn Tagalog show the world that the most powerful language is spoken from the heart. Language is a bridge, connecting individuals and cultures. The rise of Tagalog speakers in Israel builds a bridge stronger than any political alliance. It fosters grassroots understanding that diplomacy alone can't achieve. Israelis speaking Tagalog break down barriers, turning strangers into friends. For Israel, it brings cultural diversity and deeper appreciation for the Filipino community. For Filipinos, hearing their language spoken by Israelis is powerful validation. This story is a beacon of hope in a divided world, showing that compassion and gratitude can transcend differences. The children who grew up with Tagalog are now young adults, natural ambassadors of goodwill. This bridge of words is a lasting monument to a special friendship. The story of Israelis learning Filipino is, at its core, about gratitude. It's about a nation that remembers a crucial vote, a people who recall sanctuary in dark times, and families thankful for compassionate care. This gratitude is active, embracing the language and culture of the Filipino people. The bond between Israel and the Philippines is deeply personal, living in kitchens, playgrounds, and quiet moments. It's a bond that can't be broken by politics or distance. This relationship is a model for the world, teaching that empathy is a superpower. Learning another's language is a profound act of respect. The connection is a living testament to the best of humanity. Salamat and Shalom now mean the same thing, a deep abiding peace built on mutual respect and unbreakable gratitude.